What's good, guys and girls? We're going to be going over Predator vs. Spider-Man issue 1. I never thought I'd get interested in the Predator comic book until I came across this one. So let's get into it. To start off the issue, we get a good look over New York City. It's summertime and the city is currently going through a massive heat wave. We can all relate to that. When a heat wave hits your area, the AC goes to max setting in no time and stays like that all day. Nobody touches the AC without them getting a side eye from everyone else in the household. Somehow, crime has gone up along with the temperature. I guess criminals are trying to stack up enough money to pay the electric bill ahead of time just to keep the AC running. We then get introduced to a new character, most likely exclusive to this series, named Detective Lapearl. Just by the way she's chewing those ice cubes, you can tell she's one of those people who loves to micromanage. She enters the crime scene where 3 people have been skinned alive and hung upside down. The forensic guy next to her asks if she's ever seen anything like this before. He mentions that he talked to the neighbors and found out the building is abandoned and full of junkies. He wonders if the crime was drug-related, tied to a stolen stash, or the work of a new vigilante who takes extreme measures, similar to the Punisher. Lapearl doesn't think so. In her eyes, there's no logic or explanation for something this graphic. She notices that a body part was stolen from each of the victims. The first is missing a jaw, the second a rib, and the third a finger. She's pretty spot on with her theory, as she believes the Skinner, which we all know is a predator, is a trophy hunter. This is absolutely true. If you watch the Predator movies, there's no way a predator wouldn't collect something from their prey after hunting them. They have to take a souvenir. It's like a badge of honor for them, a trophy. But usually, it's the skull and spine of his prey. This predator doesn't share that same behavior. Lapearl starts to catch on and questions what the forensic guy was doing talking to the neighbors, since that's her job. But she doesn't get an answer back. She goes to look around until the real forensic team arrives at the crime scene. It turns out the guy Lapearl was talking to was Peter all along. I gotta give him props for this. He pulled a move straight out of Batman's playbook. Go in disguise, play the part, get the intel, and leave. Peter ditches the disguise and swims off as Spider-Man. He calls J. Jonah Jameson to let him know he has a story for him. Jameson yells at Peter, saying that the last time he promised him a story, it ended up being about a neighborhood puppy parade. Dang, he's even dropping F-bombs. Can't have that in his video. Jonah tells Peter he wants bad news, not good news. Bad news equals more clicks, and more clicks equals more ad revenue. And that's so true. When you're scrolling online, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, there are plenty of videos full of bad news, or you might as well just say drama, that you have to click on just to see what's really going on. Jonah tells Peter that the Daily Bugle barely has a budget anymore, and he's 5 subscriptions away from losing his job. In response, Peter piques Jonah's interest by mentioning that his story involves a mass murder. Jonah asks if he has any photos to back it up. Peter says he'll be at the Bugle in 5 minutes, but changes it to 20 minutes as soon as he spots what looks like a bank being robbed. Spider-Man swings into action and pursues the robbers, but he's quickly sidetracked when a group of kids and a dog get in the way of the getaway van. He webs them up just in time, preventing them from getting hit. The robbers arrive at their hideout. The one in charge tells the others they'll need to split the cash quickly and go their separate ways, but he has no idea what's coming for him. When he turns around, he finds his entire crew dead on the floor. Fear and anxiety rush through his mind. He raises his gun, wondering who or what is in the room with him. He looks around but sees nothing, his fear intensifying. Suddenly he senses something behind him, but it's already too late. The predator grabs his face and rips it off with barely any effort. The robber screams at the top of his lungs in agony. I don't even want to imagine the kind of pain he's in. It's so overwhelming, I bet he can't even fully process it. The predator finishes him all by stabbing him through his chest, letting him bleed out on the floor. This predator is on a whole different type of timing. He wears the face of the robber he just slaughtered as some sort of trophy. By the time Spider-Man arrives at the robber's hideout, he sees the dead bodies the predator left behind strung up from the ceiling. Jameson is on the phone about to yell at Peter again for not getting to the Bugle in time, but Peter's mind is elsewhere as he stays at the scene and tells Jonah that New York City has a new serial killer on the loose. The scene is identical to the crime scene at the beginning of the issue, with each body missing a limb. The first is missing a leg, the second is missing both hands along with half of his body, the third is missing a head, and the fourth is missing an arm. And I don't even know if you guys and girls noticed in the first scene, but there seems to be a symbol formed in the pool of blood beneath the bodies. It's almost like the predator is leaving his mark for others to see. On the next page, we get more narration about the massive heat wave gripping the city. Every AC, fan, and even the freezer is being pushed to the max just to help New York residents cope. But the power grid has its limits. It can only take so much. Jameson talks to Peter about his story. He tells him it's not bad, but it needs something more. A bit more, let's call it finesse to really attract attention. Peter disagrees. He just wants a story out so people can stay vigilant about the unknown danger out there. He doesn't want fear or panic to spread. Suddenly, the power cuts out. Everyone in New York experiences a blackout. Jonah's pissed. He's got got a breaking news story at his fingertips and now he can't post it online to get that ad revenue. I say forget the story. This man is about to get cooked in what he's wearing. Oh, random thought. Have you ever seen someone wear a full suit in 90-degree plus weather? What am I saying? Of course you have. I respect those people so much because they've got that F this heat gotta push through to make this money mindset. The endurance you need to pull that off is honestly respectable. At least they have a reason to wear something like that in extreme heat. But you know what boggles my mind even more? People who wear shorts in 20 to 30-degree weather. I can never do that. Whenever I see someone outside in shorts during winter, I just nickname them polar bears because it's like the cold weather doesn't affect them at all. I don't know how they do it, but it couldn't be me. We then jump to the underground of New York where MJ is taking a train and looking through a script. It's pretty funny that she says the line, "Don't turn the light on," and then the power goes out right after she finishes it. People on the train are flustered when the lights go out and panic kicks in fast. One girl starts freaking out because she's claustrophobic. The heat and darkness are making her anxiety skyrocket. MJ introduces herself and tries to comfort her. To help calm her down, MJ turns on the light on her phone and shines it towards the subway tunnel outside the train. She tells the girl to focus on what's outside, not what's going on inside. And of course, it won't be a comic without some tension, because not too far from the train, the predator is approaching after noticing the light from MJ's phone. The girl notices that someone is outside. MJ thinks it's someone that's there to fix the tracks, but both women scream like there's no tomorrow when they see the predator wearing the face of the robber that's clearly stretched out. Getting back to Jonah and Peter, Jonah tells Peter to get his phone and laptop paired up to post an article online, but that's a no-go. Peter says he's got no coverage, and it could be days before the power's back up for everyone. This frustrates Jonah even more, but Peter quickly came up with the idea of turning on a printing press. They go old school to get the story out, to let people know about the new serial killer officially named the Skinner, roaming through the city. This idea actually paid off, but it did get the attention of Detective Lapearl. Jonah reacts and demands $20 for the paper, which is a wild price just to read the news. But hey, where there's low supply, there's high demand, and high demand equals higher prices. Since people can't look up any news online for the time being, Jonah has the power to dictate the price of his paper. I can't knock him for his hustle. Lapearl doesn't care in the slightest though. All she's focused on is who took the photos of the crime scene from the beginning of the issue, and she finds Peter's name on them. She presses Jonah, letting him know that there's a law against disseminating crime scene photos without permission from the victims or the police. Jonah fires back that he's protected by the Fourth Estate. Lapearl dares Jonah to try to pull something on her. She demands she wants to bring Peter in for questioning or she'll arrest him instead. While she says that Spider-Man swims above her and heads back to his apartment, expecting to see MJ there. But he doesn't know that MJ's still stuck in the subway, where the scene cuts to. You can tell the predator is slaughtering people inside, as there are two panels showing him breaking into the train. One of the panels shows an arm with a pool of blood, along with the script MJ had, leaving us hanging and speculating on whether MJ is dead or not. This alone confirms my suspicions about what kind of predator this is. Most predators follow a code of honor, and some don't. According to that code, they don't harm life forms that don't appear to be a threat to others, as it shows they're not worthy prey. For example, children, pregnant women, and sick people aren't considered worthy prey. If it's not worthy prey for their hunt, it doesn't pose a challenge, and without a challenge, a predator can't climb higher in their hierarchy. The predators that don't follow that code of honor are considered bad blood. They would slaughter any life form in their way. Other predators actually hunt these types. Does that mean more predators will be featured in the series? Most likely, since they can't stand bad bloods roaming free unchecked. These panels show more evidence, if not confirmed, that this predator is a bad blood, as he slaughters plenty of innocent people on the train. In the final few pages of the issue, we see a Bugle employee still selling papers late into the night when he catches the attention of a couple thugs. They're about to rob him until an arrow shoots through one of the thugs' hands, disarming him. A mysterious figure charges at them from the shadows and shoots another arrow straight through the second thug's head. It turns out to be Kraven the Hunter. This story just got way more interesting. For a Spider-Man story that involves the Predator, it would have been a wasted opportunity not to include Kraven. Hunting is his specialty after all. This may turn out to be a four-way fight between Spider-Man, Kraven, the Bad Blood, and the other Predators. I can't really see a Spider-Man and Kraven team up against the Predators. This hunt may be too unique for Kraven to seek help. His pride would most likely get in the way. And keep in mind, this isn't the main 616 universe, so Kraven could get off in this series. In fact, MJ could get off too if we really go there with the speculation, but I don't see that happening. Disney is milking the hell out of the Predator franchise right now, especially with Badlands coming out later this year. Plus, I heard Killer Killers was a huge success too. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it features some really good Easter eggs and expands on Predator history. I think there's also one more comic series dropping soon too, called Predator vs. the Marvel Universe or Predator Kills the Marvel Universe. One of those titles, set to release later this summer. I'm not sure how that's going to be framed considering the sheer number of overpowered characters in Marvel. Most likely they'll be nerfed, just like how Marvel characters were nerfed or conveniently missing in the Aliens vs. the Avengers. And before some of you try to debate me in the comments, you're telling me Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, or even a couple of reality warping mutants couldn't stop the Xenomorphs from taking over Earth? Get out of here with that. Nope, not buying it. But yeah, it really looks like 2025 is the year of the Predator. Besides all that, if you're entertained, thought it was educational, note like what I said or all the above, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, and turn on post notifications, especially if you're a new viewer. If you want to support the channel even more, my links will be down in the description box below. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.